In other words, back to reality. Not that I ever truly left, for I still attended to urgent matters remotely, though again the magic that is modern telecommunications and information technology. Nakakapagod po ang biyahe, nakakaubos ng lakas, and so I made sure that I would make it to your event. Nandito ako para mawala ang pagod at makabawi ng lakas. And there is something in Malolos that refreshes the tired, weary human spirit. Perhaps it is because of the history of your beloved city. Perhaps it is because of the greatness of the Filipino heart and soul that is embedded in that history. Sabi nga nila, number 1 daw po ang Bulacan province kapag ang pinag-uusapan ay hero density. Ibig sabihin, this city and this province have produced more Philippine heroes per square kilometer than any other part of the country. And friends, fellow Rotarians, indeed, it feels good to be in the land of heroes tonight. And still talking about The Hague, while we were at The Hague, a question crossed my mind. Ang tanong ko sa sarili ko ay ganito. Naiintindihan ba ng ating team kung gaano kalaki, kung gaano kalakas, at kung gaano kamakapangyarihan ang kalaban natin sa issue ng teritoryo sa West Philippine Sea? Sabi ko pa sa sarili ko, anong karapatan natin mga Pilipino na bumangga, na manindigan sa isang kalabang higante? And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I found my answer. The answer to my doubt is this. Tayong mga Pilipino ay meron talagang pinaghuhugutan ng tapang. Mulat sa pool, bumabangga talaga tayo sa mga puwersang mas malaki, mas malakas, at mas makapangyarihan sa atin. And the proof of that is Malolos. Here, our heroes and patriots framed the first constitution of the first ever republic in this part of the world. In so doing, they declared that they were standing up to a power bigger and stronger than them. Here, 20 young Filipino women stood up against 2 powers bigger than them, the colonial political authorities and that age-old enemy called ignorance. Those 20 women of Malolos declared that no one can stop them from conquering ignorance, not even the powers that be. In taking that stand, they won the admiration of many, including that of our national hero, Dr. Jose Rizal. Saan ka pa ba naman hahanap ng mas magandang halimbawa ng katapangan? Ang Pilipino, pumapalag, hindi tumitiklo. At ang pruweba niyan ay ang mga kasaysayan na ganap dito sa mahal niyong lungsod, ang mga kasaysayang na ganap mismo dito sa Malolos. And I guess that is precisely your gift to the nation and your gift to the world. The history, the tradition of heroism, and the spirit of Filipino greatness. Such is your city's legacy to the present and future generation of Filipinos. At this point, let me ask a question. Among the famous 20 young women of Malolos were 2 sisters. Siyempre po, nag-research po ako ng konti, lalo na major in history and political science po tayo. One was named Eugenia, the younger sister was named Aurea, and their family name was Tanjanko. Now here's the interesting part. Their middle name was Mendoza. Posible po ba kasi Eugenia, Aurea, Mendoza, Tanjanko ay mga lola mo? Attorney Zaldi, o kaya kamag-anak ni Judge Tess. Kung ano ka man, ito lang po ang masasabi ko sa inyong lahat na kasapi ng Rotary Club of Metropolitan Malolos. Those 20 great women of Malolos who graced our history would be very, very proud of all of you. I'm aware, so let me explain. I'm aware that among the many causes and advocacies which your club champions, two things stand out. First, supporting education, and second, advancing maternal and child care. Education, women, children. Are those not very same causes and advocacies championed by the 20 women of Malolos? Here's my view. Sa pananaw ko po, bawat tulong na ibinibigay ninyo, kanina nga po may challenge sa inyo si Attorney Zalde, bawat tulong na ibinibigay ninyo sa ating mga paaralan at mag-aaral, bawat gawin ninyo para tulungan ang mga kababaihan, mga ina at mga anak, lahat ito ay pagpapatuloy sa sinimulan ng mga kababaihan ng Malolos na hinangahan ni Dr. Jose Rizal. That is why I said that they will be very, very proud of you. And let me state for the record that I too am proud of you. I guess one can say that your Rotary Club is unique in a way. Come to think of it, you are more than just a civic organization. Iba kayo. Ang dahilan ay ito, you have a tradition to live up to. You have an obligation to history. You have to keep alive the legacy handed over by the many heroes of your city and province. Our heroes and patriots converged here more than a century ago to take a stand against powers bigger than them. And today, there are still many, I should say, and I must say, that there are still many powerful forces with which we have to contend. Among them, poverty, ignorance, sickness, infant and child mortality, child abuse, especially online, criminality, especially proliferation of illegal drugs, and corruption. Poverty, most people think, is because of scarcity of resources. That there is not enough food, funds for adequate health service, education, and decent standard of living to go around. And I tell you, I know that to be a lie. Perhaps mostly told by the rich, and especially the filthy rich, to get them through their lives, turning a blind eye to the plight of their fellow man. A lie that is meant to perpetuate a state of ignorance in our society. I know, and I think you will agree with me, that there is more than enough resources for us to live lives that are fit for human beings, enough to fight the terrible companions of poverty. And these are ignorance, sickness, infant and child mortality, general malnutrition, among an unforgivably huge percentage of the population. It just requires us, all of us, to see and admit it, and to truly commit to bringing about the realization of the principles that we, the sovereign Filipino people, claim to be what we stand for in our Constitution. The promotion of the general welfare, not our personal interests, the promotion of a just and dynamic social order, ensuring the freedom of the people from poverty through policies that provide adequate social services, promote full employment, a rising standard of living, and an improved quality of life for all. The promotion of social justice in all phases of national development. The protection and promotion of the right to health of the people, and so on and so forth. You have dedicated your lives, or you have dedicated yourselves to the fight against these forces, which sometimes seem bigger and more powerful than us, more powerful than us, like the evil forces of criminality that proliferate in our society, crimes that prey on the vulnerable, human trafficking, possibly the worst and most galling of which is child abuse, and sexual slavery, including and especially those committed online. For all the advantages of modern technology, it has been a double-edged sword that gave a whole new platform that facilitate criminal activities such as child online pornography. And I get so emotional whenever I talk about child online pornography and abuse, human and drug trafficking, etc. Most of you probably haven't heard of the terms the deep net or the infamous Silk Road, but these are realities, the evil use of which we must fight and guard against. Hopefully, the conviction of the Silk Road creator Ross Ulbricht to life imprisonment sends a message that crime, no matter what form it takes in the future, will be punished, and those who commit and profit from it will be brought to justice. I know all about forces that seem bigger and more powerful than us, such as drug trafficking, which is permeating every aspect of our lives and is efficiently undermining and corroding our peaceful, orderly way of life. With so-called narco-politics, even our very democratic institutions are being compromised. There are areas in our nation where the drug lords and the officials and authorities meant to hunt them down are two sides of the same rotten coin. We must cull this practice and trend into extinction by bringing them to justice regardless of who is behind them. I know this struggle better than most because, as you well know, we are currently waging a campaign to make our penitentiary, especially the National Bilibid Prison, drug-free. And it is a long-term and unrelenting battle we are facing. But the first step to fighting the enemy is knowing its face, or in this case, faces. One enemy that has different faces is corruption. It can have or it can assume so many forms and can be perpetrated and perpetuated in so many ways. One way apparently, and I can't help talking about this tonight, is a habit of certain members of the media, perhaps urged on by certain interests, to misquote me and misrepresent the law in order to promote impunity of corrupt elements. In fact, nung nandun po ako sa Hague, may mga nag-text po sa akin, totoo ba yun na sinabi mo daw recently na immune daw from suit ang ating Vice President? I have had to set straight certain reports that claim that I have said that the Vice President, like the President, is immune from suit. Ladies and gentlemen, I never said that. I have never retracted from my position that impeachability is different from immunity. And I've always maintained that except for the President, the state, which cannot be sued without its consent, and members of the diplomatic community, the ambassadors and other consular officials, except for them, all impeachable officials are not immune from suit. To an extent, they are merely protected from certain actions that would violate their impeachability, which is nothing more or less than the principle that they cannot be removed from office except by impeachment. My statement even pointed out that the Supreme Court has ruled in the case of COMELEC commissioners who are impeachable officials may still be subject to criminal suits, such as citation for criminal contempt. But of course, all other cases like civil action, including forfeiture of ill-gotten wealth, definitely, except for the President, no one is exempt from such kinds of suits. The absurdity that they should be attributed to me, that statement, that the VP is not immune from suit is attributed to me is the height of frustrating irony and sheer absurdity, especially in light of the various probes for several allegations of corruption, including plunder, against the Vice President that are currently ongoing. Such a claim undoubtedly is meant to curtail these investigations and ultimately declaw the Filipino people's effort to fight corruption and protect its interests. That such clear statements that I have made can be misinterpreted and mangled until they take a meaning completely opposite to what was actually stated is a wonder. I do believe that that is a skill, and perhaps a highly paid one. What struck me, however, is it appears that there are those who want to make it appear that the Vice President is immune from suit. Have we, by this turn of events, uncovered one of the motivations why the Vice President is keen on becoming the President? It is the President, and the President only, that has immunity from suit. The elections are still several months away. I would think the claim to immunity is therefore premature, and he has to win it first. Or does he believe the end result to be a foregone conclusion? If so, that is his biggest error, because it is not in his hands, but in the Filipino people's. And their decision is far from being a foregone conclusion, because they are neither deaf nor blind nor ignorant to untruths and machinations. I fully believe that the Filipino people are no longer willing to put their future in the hands of those who have demonstrated that they cannot be trusted with the power, affairs, and property of even a local government unit, much less the whole country. We are already in the path away from the years of corruption and impunity of the previous administration. I know that our people will not let our nation backslide. I know that you and organizations like the Rotary Club of Metro Malolos and their leaders will not let us backslide. When you do battle against corruption and these other social foes, you showcase the legacy and tradition of heroism and greatness for which your city and province are known. And I thank you for keeping them alive. To the outgoing set of officers, congratulations for a job well done. To the new set of officers, my best wishes for Nizamdi. To all of you, maraming salamat po sa pagkakataon na maging bahagi ng kasaysayan ng inyong samahan. Let us each individually and all of us collectively be the heroes of this country needs. There are villains in our midst, and none of them could ever be as strong as we are when we work together to make our democratic processes and justice system work. Maraming salamat.
Secretary London to read the flag of appreciation. Nasaan ka ba?
May I read the contents of the plaque? Rotary Club, Rotary International, District 3770, Rotary Club of Metropolitan Malolos. This plaque of appreciation is awarded to Honorable Leila M. De Lima, Secretary, Department of Justice, in grateful acknowledgement of her distinguished and invaluable services rendered as guest of honor and speaker. On the celebration of the club's 12th founding anniversary and 13th induction and turnover ceremonies for Rotary year 2015 to 2016, given this 10th day of July 2015 at Felice Jazz Grand Pavilion, MacArthur Highway, City of Malolos, Bulacan. Signed, Attorney Zaldi L. Mendoza, President, Rotary Year 2015-2016.
Thank you, Justice. Wow. Akulay. Hindi ko nalala ka ng akulay. Ganda ng akulay. And I heard that
from the architecture, Gilbert Clemente with his wife, Judge Citas. Our second member from the business sector, Mr. Porfirio Ilarde Jr. with his wife Geraldine. Please go up to see me. Our third member, from the legal practice, Attorney Jean Arquillas with his wife, Judge Sheila. And last but not the least, the last member of Rotary Club of Metropolitan Malolos, Judge Juan G. Ranyola Jr. with his wife, Judge Sonny Ranyola. Ladies and gentlemen, the new members of Rotary Club of Metropolitan Malolos is hereby ready to accept their charge.
we would like to invite Past District Governor Julian for the charging of our new members.
Thank you, Lieutenant Lima, Mayor Christian, President Saldi, President Klutz, past district governors and present, sa inyong lahat, mga bagong sasaping Rotario ng Rotary Club of Metropolitan Malolos, to the Rotarian spouses and friends of Rotary. I beg your indulgence, Lieutenant Lima. It is a tradition in Rotary that before new members are inducted, they are given a charge which they can accept or they cannot. And ito po dito, sasabi ko lamang, hindi na sana ako dapat mag-charge because yung speech ng ating Pangulo, President Saldi Mendoza, is enough charge. But you know, dati-dati, taon-taon ako na ako bumida pa mag-charge, but I've not been invited for the last 2 years, kaya babawi ko po yung 2 taon. Sasama ko sa aking charging ngayong gabi ito. So this will be a total of 3 speeches which I should have delivered. Well, to many Rotarians, perhaps to many Rotarians who are here, you are invited to join Rotary. Sabi ko, nung kayo tinatanong, pinag-aaralan din ko kung gusto din yung sumabi, I'm almost certain na ang sagot ninyo sa inyong mga sarili, you want to join Rotary because you want to serve, especially the less privileged. Sa pagkatotoo, ang Rotary ay kilala na. Hindi lamang sa Pilipinas, kundi sa buong mundo. Na ito'y samahan ng mga profesional, mga negosyante na tumutulong, lalong-lalo na sa mga mahirap. You know, Secretary de Lima, the Polio Plus, yung pong bakuna laban sa polio, hindi galing sa Rotary. You yourself know this because you're a Rotarian. And maybe 2 or 3 years from now, the entire world will become polio-free. Because right now there are only 2 countries na hindi pa po free from polio.
After having been accepted as active member of Rotary Club of Metro Malolos, do hereby solemnly pledge to faithfully discharge the duties and responsibilities of my position, to comply with the Constitution and bylaws of Rotary International and those of my club, to faithfully and conscientiously follow this year's theme, be a gift to the world, ever putting into practice Rotary's motto, service above self. So help me God. Congratulations.
I'd like to emphasize this team, the Rotary team, Rotary Emblem, team na po yung as you have noticed, we are at 9. Kaya po yung redo ay nasa podium is 9:45. Sa program natin ay kahit pa tayo. Let us welcome the newly inducted Metro Rotarians. Congratulations. May you serve the living examples of this club philosophy, tenets, beliefs, and advocate and uphold the vision and mission of the Rotary Club of Metropolitan Malolos. Be a gift to the world and become a world-class Rotarian.